Hello, I'm Benjamin LeBeau. This is my Week 3 project, Part 1, going over CRUD operations, data validation, and some error handling. So this is my API. It's for pianos, or at least for a piano technician. So there's two collections, one that keeps track of customers, and one that keeps track of repair orders. So in the customers, to look at what that collection looks like, let's use our endpoint to pull all of our information. We have 7 fields. So going over the data validation really fast. For the most part, these ones just make sure there's something entered into the field, since they need to be flexible, obviously. These two need to check to either, or they need to allow it to either be empty or have a valid date. So that means that if this was an empty string, it'd be okay, or if it followed this format, it'd be okay. So to see those in action, we can go to our create endpoint. First, we'll use all of our defaults to see our errors. So we got 2 main errors. We have an invalid date format. So if we go back here and we put in an acceptable format, which is this, and it will even make this one empty. These are the exact same rules, so it should be okay. Execute. We got a 204 response, which means that it liked it. If we go down to our new collection, we can see that it successfully created this customer with these 2 acceptable entries. So moving on, let's say that I want to get a specific customer with a specific ID. So let's say we enter in a wrong ID, and we try to hit execute. We're going to get a 400 error saying, hey, that doesn't work. So let's try to grab an actual ID. Let's grab just the basic one, put that in, and then execute. That time we got 200 code, and we got our data. Awesome. So very similarly, I'm not going to do it each time, but the same validation applies to each and every time we have to enter an ID into the URL, or for the, I guess, the request. But whenever, if we try to update, we'll have the same exact validation problems. Right? And this time we'll do the first one empty. We'll do this one as this. Okay, execute. Okay, 204, it liked it. So we can go check if it updated it. This one, we can see here that it worked. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Okay, let's move on to delete. Same thing, I'm not going to do it, but it checks if the ID works, and if it finds one, it will delete it. Awesome. Okay, moving on to our repair orders, our second collection. Take a look at what it should look like. We have a Boolean. We have these 2, which are basic, or this one that's just a string. We have 2 values that need to be numbers, and we have an ID that needs to be a valid MongoDB ID that actually exists. Okay, so if we look at our validation, we try to create a new one. Okay, let's just use our default, see all the errors. We need 2 whole numbers, we need a bool. Okay, so let's enter in a bool. Let's put in number, execute. Okay, we also need a valid customer ID. It doesn't look anything like it. So let's go back to our customers, grab one. There's one. Okay, enter it into this field. 204. I liked it. We can see our new. We have a lot of these now. See our new entry right here. So same thing with the other IDs, checking to see if it works or not. If you put in something that doesn't work, okay, it's going to ask for a valid ID. If you do put one in, ooh. Maybe I entered in one that was deleted. Oh no, that's what I did. I accidentally put in a customer ID instead of a. So let's put in one that actually works. Okay. Put it in here. Okay, that's why we didn't get anything, because we put in an ID that didn't exist. Okay, so there we go. We got our data. So the same thing, validation is the exact same for the put. I'm not going to go over it at all. So let's put in our ID, and let's put in some valid inputs. Okay, this just needs to be a number. This needs to be true or false. Okay, got a 204. We can check here for the one true. It's in here. Yep, here it is. Awesome. Okay, delete. Finally, let's grab the one that's true. .204. Let's see if it's deleted. Yep. Okay. Awesome. So that is the basic CRUD, data validation and handling. Quickly look at my code. So here's my validation code for the rules. You can pause if you want. Look at those. And a lot of my error handling on all my routes are with a basic error handler right here, and then on each function we have some tries, and, or I guess we're just doing ifs and thens instead. Basically, if it doesn't like the response, it'll tell us that something's wrong with either a success error response or a error response. And we also will check if the MongoDB ID is good too, and it'll give us an error response if it's not. And that's on each of these functions for customers and repair orders. So yeah, that's everything. Hopefully I got it all. Thanks.